So you have SGA, I have Jokic, I have Jaylen Brown, I have Cade Cunningham because they have the best record in the Eastern Conference, and I have Wemby.
Right.
They're second in the West. So Luka doesn't make my top first team All NBA. I will have him on my second team.
What?
Luka doesn't make my top first team All NBA. I will have him on my second team.
Huh?
Luka doesn't make my top first team All NBA. I will have him on my second team.
We got to do better. We have to do better. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Suave. Yes, sir. I'm back with another video. It's gonna be a quick one. I'm just gonna talk about a couple of things. I have to. You see the beginning of the video. I gotta adjust the Luka situation, and we got to do better, y'all. We have to do better. Like, seriously, you are in the business of sports broadcasting, the same as me. So it's only right that I know we want to get clicks. I know we want to do things that have people clicking on us and try to get us out there. But honestly, I want to be clicked on not just because I have. How can I be G-rated version with this? I'm going to say takes that are not smart. I'm going to say that. Because what we just heard in the beginning of this video, you really want to question people, and they need to be tested. They definitely need to be tested. But we're going to talk about that. Luka, is he in top 5? I'm going to give my opinion on it. We're also going to talk about the Commanders. Back in the day, they had something called the Brett Favre watch. Now it's the Brandon Aiyuk watch. And we're getting so many reports how what's going on with Brandon Aiyuk. I'm going to tell you about the latest report that we heard as well. And I'm going to give my opinion on it. Then we're going to talk about, of course, the flag football. And I know everyone's seen it, or at least most people seen it. Definitely give my opinion on that. I reposted it on my story so you can see what quarterback JD5 did. And so we'll just do a little bit of that. We're going to talk about even some more draft picks as well. Who the mock draft got us drafted next. We had so many names. We had Jeremiah Love. We had Cornell Tate. We had the defensive line from Texas Tech. It's so many. So we're going to see what's going on right now. But before we get to any video, y'all already know, gotta start it off giving glory to God. Every video, I do motivations. This one is gonna come from the book of Proverbs, which is also known as the book of wisdom. And it's gonna be chapter 18, verse 21. Very, very familiar scripture for a lot of people, but we're just gonna do a little teaching on it. So let's go and get to it. So this is Proverbs 18:21, which states, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it and indulge it will eat its fruit and bear the consequences of their words." So what does this mean? This means that spoken words have immense consequential power to either build up, which is life, or destroy, which is death. It warns that individuals are responsible for their speech and will experience the results or quote-unquote fruit of their words. This verse is a call to use words carefully, encouraging a transition from speech that tears down to speech that builds up. So here's the teaching part. What does it not mean? So it's not a quote-unquote magic wand for speaking physical items into existence. It's not a blank check for getting what you want. And it's not meant to be used for fear, but for mindful, responsive speaking. Now here's some more key interpretations and meaning. When it says the tongue's power, this verse highlights that words can heal, encourage, and create peace, or cause harm, destroy relationships, and end careers. Eat its fruit. This suggests that the consequence of what you will say will inevitably come back to you. Positive words produce positive results, while negative words produce destructive outcomes. Heart-to-speech connection. The tongue reveals the inner condition of the heart, as what is spoken flows from one's inner being, often referred as the abundance of the heart. And this is responsibility over magic. While some view this as speaking things into existence, many interpretations emphasize it as a guide to wisdom and accountability for one's communication, rather than a magical formula. So how should you use this? Okay, for one, speak life. Choosing words of encouragement, affirming others, speaking truth, or offering hope in quote-unquote dead or hopeless situations. Avoiding death, which means, now listen to this, y'all, refraining from gossip, slander, complaining, or harsh words that tear down people and relationships. And lastly, intentional communication. Taking time to speak wisely and constructively to ensure the quote fruit produced is beneficial. So my people, death and life in the power of tongue. Do you realize just this one muscle could either uplift somebody or destroy somebody? Let's think about yourself. A lot of times people don't know that your words carries power. One of the things we learned as a child. Well, come on, y'all know sticks, stones may break my bones with what? Words never hurt me. And I'm gonna tell you right this. That's the biggest lie that they ever told us as a child. You know why it's a lie? Because while sticks, stones do hurt us, it's a physical. You fall down. You get beat up, or you get into a situation, or whatever dealing with physical aspects of it. You can get a Band-Aid. Some people get a raw food put on it out, or whatever. But you can heal. But when it says that words will never hurt me, let me tell you how that's the biggest lie. Some people who are, let's say, in their 20s, 30s, 40s, or whatever, if words never hurt me, why do certain words still stick to somebody even in their older age? Because words do hurt. You gotta look at it like this. When God spoke things, what did he say? Let that be, and it was. He spoke things, and it was. Words do come with things. That's why the Bible even talks about your tongue and what you speak in your words at. Some of us will tear down each other and wouldn't even know about it. I'll give you an example. I remember as a child, even as a grown up sometimes, you know how people say, my dumb self, my stupid self, or this and that and the third. And some people like, I don't take it serious, but you gotta realize your words carry power. So while you think you're not taking it serious, but because you're tearing yourself down by your words, it actually should be taken serious. You should be able to look at yourself and speak the good things about yourself. That comes with self-esteem. Because if you're going to look at yourself, I'm fat, I'm ugly, and what's going to happen is you're going to start believing in that, and then you're going to start acting on things to kind of battle that, instead of saying, no, I am more than a conqueror. No, I am the head and not the tail. I am special. God said I was in the Bible, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Even though it came from David, he's saying that because the master that God knitted you with. He didn't look at you and say, oh, you're ugly. God didn't look at you and say, I made a mistake. God didn't look at you and put yourself together and say, what did I do? He didn't do any of that. So when we know that, you got to speak those affirmations into your life, into yourself. You got to tell yourself, I am somebody. I can do this. I will do this through the Holy Spirit. You got to say those. That's the words. Because now when you put in those words, and then when you're backing it with the word of God, now it's even more powerful. The words, your words carry so much. So when the Bible said death and life and the power of the tongue, always speak life. Don't try your hard never to speak death to anything. You want to speak death to? How about death to, bad things like, okay, death to rejection, death to abandonment. Things that you have situations as strongholds that's maybe holding you back or holding you down. But speak life into, the Lord said this and I believe that. That's what you need to do. Believe everything the word that the Lord said to you, and speak life into your business. Not just yourself, but also speak life to your business. Let's say you have a business. When you want to see your business grow, when you want to see your business flourish, you don't want to be in somewhere and when you speak of your business, you speak death to your business, because then why are you doing it? No, speak life to your business. If you have a clientele, say, I will get more content in Jesus' name. I will build up my business. I will be a millionaire. I will be. You speak those things. Speak it, because that's life. I will help people with my business. I will flourish. I will get out of working a 9 to 5 for this company, instead have my own company where I can make all my own hours, where I can make my own prices, where I can do the things I want to do. Save those. Don't speak death to these situations, because when you speak death to these situations, best believe you're going to get the result that you're speaking. So always in life, speak life. Speak it. Even sometimes I know it could be hard to speak life in situations, but still speak it. Still speak it. Put life into it. Bob Marley, I heard once said that, the people who are making this world bad is not taking a day off. Why should we? Light up the darkness. You are the salt of the world. Light it up. When you come in somewhere, someone should see you, the God is in you, and feel that everything's going to be okay. Because you should have life. God is life. God is it flourishes in life. So if he flourishes in you, and he flourishes what he has for you, then it flourishes in life. Speak life every time. Speak life into your situation. Speak life into yourself. Speak life. Speak it. And see exactly the results that come from it. So that is the motivation for today. That Proverbs 18:21, death and life and the power of the tongue. So this muscle that's right here, if you read the book of James, it even tell you, you must tame this muscle. You always want to bless and not curse. So always speak life. Always bless. Do the things that God wants you to do. And see exactly what God has for you. And He's going to do for you, through you, and with you. That's your motivation today, y'all. Speak life, y'all. So now, let's get into the craziness of what we heard about Luka DONČIĆ. Let's get to it. So everyone heard what I put at the beginning of this video, what Kendrick Perkins had to say about Luka DONČIČ, y'all. Now, I got a paper right here, y'all. Remember how the Lakers played the Heat? Yeah, a few days ago. You realize Luka put up 60 points?
What?
Let me say that again. Luka put up 60 points. And when Kendrick Perkins said that he does not hit his top 5, let me show y'all some stats right quick, y'all. This is just in the month of March. Luka, month of March, is this. Points per game, 33.4. Let me show you guys this. See this? I made sure that I'm not making up stuff. This is actually stuff that I researched. And as you see, as of March, right here, March 20th. So I know today's the 23rd. But I just want to give you, as of March 20th, what Luka's stats is looking like right now. So let me go ahead and tell you once again. Points per game, 33.4. Do you know where that ranks in the NBA? First in the NBA. Okay. Assists per game. You know when you pass the ball and somebody score? Okay, that assists per game. 8.4. You know where that's at? Yeah, not first, not second, but third in the NBA. Okay. Rebounds per game. Now mind you, this is Luka DONČIČ, right? 7.9. Even though it's 22nd NBA, but you gotta think about it. Luka DONČIČ is not a big man. I know he's 6'7" and also he's not a big man. But the simple fact that rebounds per game is still 8 rebounds per game. So what is Kendrick Perkins talking about? If I'm scoring 33.4 points per game, which I'm first in NBA, if I'm dishing the ball 8.4, which I'm third in NBA, and I'm not even a big man, and I'm getting 8 rebounds per game. And now, mind you, he even has steals. One of the biggest things that a lot of people said about Luka, that he doesn't play defense. Well, apparently, he must have got his defensive badges. You know, everybody play 2K know what I'm talking about. You know, he must got glove. He must got a mover enforcer. He must got something, clamps, which I love that badge. Because he's getting 1.5 per game when it comes to steals. Okay, so here's more stats. More stats when it comes to Luka DONČIČ.
But wait, there's more.
As of March 2026, he is ranked number 2 on the kid MVP ladder, with analysts noting his dominant scoring high level play, which is of course behind people say Shai Gilgeous, is the MVP right now. Okay, he currently leads the NBA in scoring. He has played 37 games with 30 plus points this season. He recently, this is what I talk about the Heat game, 60 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Guess what? He played defense. 5 steals. Luka has got 8 triple doubles this season. Really, Kendrick? Really? Listen to this. He has been averaging over 40 points during the recent 8-game winning streak for the Lakers. You know the last person who did that? That man named Bean. Kobe Bean Bryant. Rest in peace, Mamba. That was the last time. Not LeBron, not Anthony Davis, not anybody that came to Lakers. No, the last time that someone did that was Kobe Bean Bryant, who some consider if one of the GOATs. Literally, people consider Kobe after Jordan is Kobe. So you got a guy who hasn't done this achievement since Kobe Bryant, and he's not in your top 5. He's not in your top 5.
You serious?
Hey, talk about the top 5. See, this is what I said. If you're going to talk sports, try to do some research. And like, I get it. You want to do clicks. I get it. You want to be controversial. I get it. You want people to go on YouTube, click your name. Like what Easy would say, hey, all press is good press no matter what, whether it's good or bad. They're talking about you. So I get it, Kendrick. But come on, man. Are you really serious? So, once again, here are the kid MVP ladder at this moment. At right now, okay? So number 1, like I said, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Reason why is the icing was he had a 20-point streak. It's a signature and defines him completely. A scoring machine who uses it to uplift his team. The streak is now at 130 straight games. His 40-point take at Orlando 3 nights ago followed 35.15 assists, 9 rebound masterpiece against Denver. Okay, I get that. You know who they got number 2? What'd that say? Luka DONČIĆ from the LA Lakers. That's number 2. And I already read you his stats. Number 2. So, who's number 3? Number 3 is Victor Wembanyama. And shout out to the Spurs, because I see that his game winner got him in the playoffs. I get that. And I get why he's at. Here's his stats. Victor Wembanyama is 24.2 points per game, 11.1 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. He has had 4 double digits in the last 5 games, and in March has scored games of 39, 38, and 34 twice. I get that. Definitely should be up there. Number 4. Now this is what Kendrick said. Jokic. Jokic is considered number 4, and the reason why is 28.2 points per game, 12.6 rebounds, 10.5 assists. He's probably going to finish with a triple-double, but that's kind of obvious. We kind of see Jokic doing that. He's definitely one of them guys that does. It's a triple-double magnet machine. We know that. Number 5, Cade Cunningham from the Pistons. Yes, I said that. Cade Cunningham. This is on the reports. Cade Cunningham is 24.5 points per game, 5.6 rebounds, and 9.9 assists per game. Very impressive. And the last names are Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, Spider, Donovan Mitchell from the Cavaliers, Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards from the Timberwolves, and the Claw, Kawhi Leonard from the LA Clippers. Now go back and hear that video from Perkins and ask yourself, bro, what the heck are you talking about? Bruh. How you do not have Luka in your top 5? Do you realize, and I know LeBron's on the team, but Luka is really the number 1 option on that squad. And number 2, and I'm going to say it like this, it's Austin Reeves. I really see if the Lakers do win, now don't get me wrong, LeBron has been, he'll do his thing, LeBron will be LeBron, but by Luka taking over the reins, by also stepping up, the Lakers is actually looking like a good solid team, and they play defense. They're looking like a good solid team. But to say that Luka Doncic is not your top 5, it's not a first team all team. Somebody to bring Kendrick Perkins in the office and say, we're gonna send you to Concentra. We're gonna have you tested. We're gonna make sure everything's all right. We're gonna do a mental test. We're gonna make sure everything is all right before we bring you back on TV, because I get it. Maybe try to do this to get clicks, to have everyone look at ESPN, and we appreciate that. But don't have your credibility kind of in question, please, because having that kind of statement and it's very asinine. So what do you guys think? Y'all looking at the video, y'all heard the stats, y'all see it, y'all see Luka playing. Is Luka? I mean, I don't know why I'm asking this question, but I have to. You know, as a sports journalist, as a broadcaster, do you feel that Luka should be on the first team all team? You know, for right now, do you see him being the MVP of the league? How about this? To everyone who's listening, do you agree with Kendrick Perkins? Please, all right means drop it in the comments and just give your reasons, and we'll discuss it and we'll talk about it on the next show. But I just want to touch on that because I couldn't let that go. I just couldn't. When I first heard that, I almost wanted to throw something at the TV. That's how bad when I heard that tape. But let's go ahead and get into the Washington Commanders, and let's see what's going on in Commander Land. Hit it, DJ.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Left hand up. Who are we?
My Commander peoples. As you see, I'm rocking the Commanders. You know, I wear Commander gear when I go to bed. You know, that's how much I'm a Washington fan. You know, my toothbrush is a Washington. I know I don't got that hat. You know, I'm rocking also my alma mater, Norfolk State. Behold the green and gold. You already know what it is. Spartans all day. Shout out to the head coach of the football team, Mr. Michael Vick. Where? From my city. You already know what it is. 7 cities. Y'all see the name, broadcaster. But let's go talk about the Washington Commanders. Like I said before, back in the day we had the Favre watch. You know, what Favre going to do? Is he going to go to the Vikings? Is he going to come out of retirement? All that stuff that you remember having back in the day. Well, now we got the Brandon Aiyuk watch. Because we hear so many how the Niners may look to release him, trade him. We're looking to all these news about Brandon Aiyuk, and the fans of Washington are in anticipation to hear that news that we'll see. Breaking news. The Washington Commanders had come in terms with Brandon Aiyuk. And you ask yourself, why? Well, here's the thing about it. Brandon Aiyuk has kind of ties to our quarterback, JD5. Matter of fact, he was on a podcast talking about it. Here's a video.
That's why I'm like, when you talk about social media, and it's a quarterback right there, I'm thinking about what I could do with him. I'm thinking about if the Niners don't want me to come back to play with them, I'm thinking about what I could do. I know what I could do.
Now, after seeing that, you want to ask yourself, what's the problem? Why are the Niners holding him back? George Kittle talked about it. Others have talked about it. Even some people from the Niners media has talked about it. People from the Commanders talk about it. And that's where we're coming right now. So right now, I have the report. And this is from ESPN, John Kahn, who said he doubled down, citing multiple team sources by revealing the Commanders know how much Aiyuk wants to reunite with close friend Jaden Daniels. Even so, the longtime beat writer didn't believe our general manager Adam Peters would be sacrificing draft capital in the trade. He said, quote, one intriguing name could be San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk. Multiple team sources said Washington is well aware of Aiyuk's desire to play with Daniels, but Aiyuk remains under contract and the Commanders will be unlikely to trade for him or, when free, sign him to anything other than a 1-year prove-it deal. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Do I want Brandon Aiyuk with the Commanders? We've been talking about this actually for a couple years now. Ever since that video came out, a lot of people talk about go get Brandon Aiyuk. Go get Brandon Aiyuk. And I get it, the pairing with Terry McLaurin. But I'm gonna ask the Commander fans this, because you know my Commander fans, they give a lot of taste on this. What do you want Brandon Aiyuk because of relationship with Jaden Daniels? Do you want a new new receiver, like a younger receiver? What about Deebo Samuels? Do some of y'all want him back? What about the other guys on the roster? Do you want, like, cause one report I seen it, and I seen this on X, formerly known as Twitter, said this trade. Tell me what you think about this trade. Someone said to trade a first-round draft pick. I know I should stop there, but hear me out. This is what was said: a first-round draft pick and Luke McCaffrey for Brandon Aiyuk. I'm sorry, I'm not giving away my first draft pick, and I get it. Brandon Aiyuk, good receiver. I get it. First round draft pick, that's a little bit too much. If I'm gonna go receiver as a first round draft pick, if I'm gonna give that up, that's going either to the Bengals, Jamar Chase. That's going to the Vikings, Jettas, Justin Jefferson, and well, he just got a new contract, of course, in Seattle Seahawks, Jackson. Other than that, maybe I don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But a first round draft pick for Brandon Aiyuk and Luke McCaffrey, no, I'm not giving away a first draft pick for that. Because I can use that on part of Cornell Tate or the other guy. So, with Jeremiah Love, that's the other guy. Because I know we got Rachaad White. I know we still got Bill. I know we got Jeremy Ford from the Browns. So, my question to the fans, to y'all, to anybody, who should Washington get in the draft now? Now, I want to share this for y'all. So one thing I have is called the mock draft. And I look at different mock drafts for the Commanders. And one thing I want to see is who does the Commanders, the writers think the Commanders should go get. I already told you two names, which is Jeremiah Love and Cornell Tate. You know, because of the defense, how Washington's getting all these defensive players and his lineman, the linebacker, the cornerback, Amir Robinson, the safety from the Colts. They're getting these players, so we want to see what does the mock draft, the latest mock draft for the Commanders is. So as I'm looking right here, and you know, it's just crazy when you think about it, what people would go for right now. This is 10 hours ago, and this is coming from Josh Taylor, who is a Washington Commanders news writer. He said that his pick should be Cornell Tate, and I get it. Great talent from Ohio State. Great pairing with Jaden Daniels, a person that can help Terry McLaurin. Which I already spoke about this. I hope that this is not Terry McLaurin's last year. I hope that we're not looking at this and say McLaurin got to go, because like I told you before, he needs to retire as a Commander. And I don't want the whole he played for the Commanders, he leaves, we sign to a one-day contract, and he retires. I'm not talking about that. I mean he stays with us regardless and retires as us. Just like how we did with Ryan Kerrigan. He was with us. He left to go to Philly. It just looked ugly. And he came back to Washington. That's how I want Terry McLaurin to not do. I want him to stay with Washington Commanders the whole time. So we have that. Now this is from the Commanders Wire. And someone said we should go all defense. And their thing is Washington Commanders should look at, because we got Leo Chanel from the Chiefs, that they should go after Styles. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that pick. You know, I'm on defense. You know, last year defense was terrible. It was. But I'm seeing how Adam Peters is going hard in the free agency. I see a lot of fans that go out the defense, you know, because they feel like the offense is pretty decent. The offensive line is pretty decent. You know, now we got running backs. You know, now we got Terry McLaurin there. And then we got Luke DeRita coming from injury. So you got Luke McCaffrey coming from injury. You still got Lane there. Jalen Lane still is there. You got the tight end from the Tennessee Titans. He's going to be basically starting because Zach Ertz probably not starting. So the people thinking the offense is pretty straight. Just get a few pieces here and there, probably like another receiver, but go after defense. So I'm not mad if we go after the defense. I'm not mad if we can get. If we surprised everybody get Jeremiah Love, because you know, as you can see from Notre Dame, he's a very, very great running back. And it ain't gonna be like Ashton Jeffrey, who with the Raiders and had basically nowhere to run. At least with the Commanders, you're gonna have some time to run. Of course, Jaden Daniels is mobile quarterback. You know, we're gonna have offensive line gonna be healthy. You know, so things, Sam Cosmi coming back, Larry Tunsil, Josh Collins. I mean, so things are gonna be on offense gonna look good. Like I said, just go get another receiver. I definitely say do that. I'm out for the Benson up tight end. A lot of people think they said he's, you know, that project is over. I'll let you give him one more year. Let's just see how it is with this new offense coordinator, the new offense philosophy. Jaden Daniels gonna be more under center, so gonna be more of a traditional type of offense with the Commanders. So we'll see about that. But defensive wise, hey, look, the draft is next month. Do I want to get Styles? Absolutely. Would I be good with Jeremiah Love? Yeah. And then Carnell Tate, if he comes into number 7, would I like him? Absolutely. You know, I would absolutely like that. You know, because like I said, he's a young receiver. He could be the future for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels still young as well. I mean, this is his 3rd season. So, young talent around. And like I said, a young offensive coordinator. And this is what I was saying earlier, how multiple guys are younger, get younger. I don't want us to be the older team again. And we did that, and you see on the defense. So getting younger, getting a little more fresh legs, you know, getting more like energetic, so things get faster speeds on offense and defense. You know, I really am excited for the NFL season because I've seen how we're getting younger people, and we can still get younger people when the draft comes in. So my thing is, I you know, who I'd rather have is a tough decision, but at this moment, I would probably go with Carnell Tate from Ohio State. I would. At first, I was like, absolutely not. You know, not saying he's a bad player, but right now, while Washington looking with these pieces they're picking up in free agency, I would probably say, yeah, why not Carnell Tate? And I know some people are like, well, Jay Lane, it was a rookie, but now he's a first year, you know, not his 2nd year. And yeah, I understand that. You still got Terry McLaurin. You still got Luke McCaffrey. You still have those, you know, those young pieces right there. But Carnell Tate, you know, you seen him how he was at Ohio State. He would be a good pick for the Commanders. And then I look at it like this. If for some way that the Commanders get Brandon Aiyuk for the Niners, then I would say go defense there. Then I would say that. But what do you guys think? Who should Washington go get? And honestly, before I end this video, I know y'all seen that flag football. Let me tell you something. That pass by Jaden Daniels to Hawkins was beautiful. No, I'm sorry, not Hawkins. Sorry, Devontae Adams. It was beautiful. But the one that was even more beautiful, the one he threw to OBJ. I mean, that looked like the old OBJ that we used to see with the Giants. Those kind of catches. And Jaden Daniels put it where only he could catch it. He made a beautiful catch. And it made me think about, man, I think he's ready. He's ready for the NFL season. I mean, I ain't see that little thing on his left arm. He's throwing passes that was looking beautiful. And I get it. Flag football, we don't take it. You know, a lot of people don't want to look at too much. I'm not in, but it's still good to see that our quarterback, JD5, is making pretty passes like that. Unlike somebody else in the NFC East, we ain't going to say nothing, but listen, his name rhymes with Braylon Burks. Throwing interceptions. Checking down. Throwing interception, yeah. Good one. Good one. Kick that up when the season starts. You do great there, son. What do you guys think about, man? What we got going on with the Commanders? Do you see us getting Carnell Tate? You see us get somebody else? Are y'all still hoping for Brandon Aiyuk to come to the Commanders? Drop it in the comments section. And on that episode So Disrespectful, we're going to talk about it. Of course, it's Commanders. Watching the Commanders, you already know what it is. Like the song said, those haters can't stand us. Left hand up, who are we? The Commanders. Alright, I'll check y'all out next episode. It's your boy Don Suave. I'll be out. Peace.